Ew! Fired up, folks! We got wrestling right around the corner. It's a pregame show. We are here. We are live on BEG Wrestling. It's the call-in show, baby. This is what it's all about, man. Get fan participation. And we got the main man himself here to kick it off right off the bat. BEG Wayne here. Penn State on deck up against Michigan. He's going to talk briefly about that. But first and foremost, we really got to talk about, and why I had you on here, Dad, because you're my dad. And the news of the day is that Harer is not wrestling Bassett, okay? And I'm going to play. Folks, call in, join the comments, and because we're going to fire it up, man. This is the pregame show, so we're getting ready for a night absolutely loaded of action. We're going to be talking about it all. Penn State, Michigan, Iowa, Ohio State, West Virginia, Missouri, so many other matchups this weekend. My top 12 matchups this weekend, and I did a ton of research, and they're great. But Harer is not wrestling Bassett. Dad, I'm going to play the video before I go to you for your thoughts on this.
Well,
I think he was just saying as for tomorrow, but then
you said as for tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, as for tomorrow, I mean, we're playing one time. I mean, we get Bo's a world-class athlete. We get that, and we respect that, but we're not wrestling the state finals to lose. So you look at past histories and you look at results with things, and we got to go put our best foot forward, and in doing that, he gets one shot. I mean, I think given more feels goes advantage them. So they're going to get one feel at us. It's going to be in the state finals.
Whoa. Are you kidding me? Hold on. Your instant reaction to that, Dad.
Well, I think I just threw up in my mouth. Some would say, well, maybe he's searching for team points and he sees it this way. But obviously, to be able to come out and announce that this will not happen tells me that he reached out to Bill Bassett, and assured this wasn't going to happen, which you talk about unbelievable. So to be able to announce it beforehand, because how does he know Bassett wouldn't follow him? Like, say, Harer went up a weight, Bassett could follow him and go up there. And for him to be confidently say this is not going to happen tells me he reached out to make sure this wasn't going to happen. And what a message you're sending to not only your entire team, but specifically to your son, and a weak message at that. I don't believe in you. And that whole thing about more looks benefits him. Please. Come on, dude. It's like, if I was the son, Zach, I'd be embarrassed.
If I was the son, I mean, first of all, I could never imagine you pulling something like this for me or Corey or any of your kids, because you would be the first to throw us into the gauntlet, which I appreciate and I respect that. That's what I want. And right now, the message this is sending, I mean, could you imagine being the son? But we want to get, I mean, what were the exact words? I almost want to play it again. His exact words were like, to give ourselves the best chance to win. I mean, he admitted we don't have much of a chance to win this, basically. But the only chance we do have is only giving it one shot. Because if Bassett sees us twice, their coaching's better than our coaching. This is just what writing I'm reading on the wall. Their coaching's way better than our coaching. So if he sees them twice, dude, there ain't no way he's going to beat them. And I would rather my son win. By the way, I know it happens, but I just hate when a parent is the father and the coach of a top-tier wrestler in these high school programs. I also got to say this for Harer. This is a red flag. Whatever college he's going to, I got to tell you, this is a red flag. What is Daddy gonna just be trying to micromanage everything from now on here, kid? Like, you know what I mean? Seriously, like, and why?
I think I think it's Rutgers, but there's speculation out there, and I don't know about this. I don't, but there's speculation that the timing of when the NIL deal will happen, that a loss here would actually hurt him financially. Dude, it's still a stench message, and I just. But you said it all right there. What about some? Basically what you're saying is Bassett has obvious much better coach, because if we somehow pull out a fluke win the first time, they obviously have the brains over there to figure us out by state finals. I don't know how else to take that message.
No, that's exactly what he said, basically, without saying it. Not only that, it's like we don't have much of a chance in the first place. It's like he's a superior athlete, that Bassett, and all this and that. And it's like, dude, I am not talking. I'm sorry. We're competitors. You guys could be little buddies, dude, or you want off the mat, whatever. But all right, your final thoughts
I
on
will
this?
say this, Zach. I got to say this. At least I give the man credit that there was a lot of people kind of planning their schedules around seeing this match, and he comes out and announces this beforehand. Okay, I'll give you credit for that, for having all the viewers, in at least respecting their time. But this is just. This is the underside, ugly side of wrestling, and
not good for the
if
sport.
you ask me, for
not good for Brant, not good for the sport. I hate it in so many ways, and I could talk about it much longer. I'm sure we will in the future, but we got to move on. We got Penn State, Michigan here just momentarily. Real quick, Dad, your thoughts? What are you looking at here, and maybe your number one thing tonight, 6:00 Eastern?
Well, maybe one of the two most intriguing matchups to me is Davis and Ragusan, and also Mirasola and Gaudiali.
Mirasola, Gaudiali is the one I'm watching.
Yeah, and of course the other three that you have listed. Oh, I already said I think the 157 will be the hottest or the most exciting match, but and I'm anxious to see how Lehigh does too. Get back to dominating, but I'm pumped, Zach. I'm really pumped. I'm getting ready. Pumped.
I invited you over. You're too nerved up, dude. You want to, but all right, we got to move on. Because that's happening. We're going to lose Penn State viewers at 6:00, so we got to move on. We got call-ins already waiting on the line. Dad, thank you, giving your perspective. The Harer, dodge, duck, but we got to move on. So we're going to go back, and we got our first call-in here. Or, well, actually, I guess it would be our second call-in. And we're going to go to Minnesota Christian, because Minnesota's also got a big dual meet coming up here at 6:00. 6:00 Eastern, I do believe. Christian, welcome to the show, man. You're now our Minnesota guy, and you guys have a big dual meet tonight. What are we looking at?
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Not a ton of highly ranked guys on Rutgers' part, but it'll still be good. I think Cat Cub will be a good match for Hopkey. He hasn't had a win as of recently. Well, I guess he would have beat some guys, but he needs a ranked win, because he's kind of been slacking on that part, especially in the Big Ten going into conferences. And then Remy Cotton versus Gavin Nelson, that'll probably be one of the better matches, I think.
Okay.
Pretty close in the rankings. Gavin's been coming up. He's been looking pretty good. His last match, he looked pretty good. So that one I'm looking forward to. At 141, though, I'm pretty confused why Joey Olivieri, I think that's how you say his last name, isn't in the lineup. He's been having a pretty good season for Rutgers, but he's run into some trouble or something with the NCAA where they haven't approved him to wrestle as of recently. There's rumors out there, but I'm not going to speculate. I was looking for it. I was hoping he was supposed to be back this week, but he
Can you
won't be there at
speculate? Can I
140.
have you speculate? Because that's the only thing I want to know now. I mean,
Well, like some Rutgers wrestlers, ex-Rutgers wrestlers, got in trouble for like some like gambling things, being
all
involved
speculation,
with
folks. Yeah, okay.
all allegedly, and his name came up is what the rumor is. That's not official at all. That is all alleged. But
All right.
he was supposed to be cleared for this Friday, and that's what was said, but he's not on the probables. So don't know if it's going to go down or not. But
We hope to see that
Mason
141.
Mason Gibson in high school is a beast, but at 141 he's really not that big. He's very short, and he's just way too short for 141. So I think Vance will honestly major him.
All right.
But yeah,
Are you looking?
looking forward to it,
McAnally's got maybe something tonight. You want to see a lot of points? I want to see a lot of points out of McAnally tonight.
I want to see a major at the very least, and a tech.
Yeah.
Thing with Max is, with these high level guys, he respects them too much, where he doesn't want to take that shot and get in there for whatever reason. He'll only take the shot if he has it, and he doesn't create as many shots in the first period against these top guys for whatever reason. I think if he can just get over that mental block and just let it fly, he would score a lot of points. But for whatever reason, he's timid against those top guys. So this Cardenas Walsh, he's good. I mean, he's top 21. So this will be a good match for him to just let it fly. Hopefully get the tech.
We'll
And
see.
yeah.
We hope to see that if you're a Gopher fan out there. But Christian, we're gonna move on because we got other call-ins. We got Lehigh Ryan waiting on the line, and we got quite a few matches to talk about. But we will be talking to you in the future. You're our Minnesota contact here, and they're a very relevant program there at number 7 ranked. So, Christian, go for Christian. All right, that's what I called you.
All right, go for
description.
Christian. I like it.
Go for Christian, folks. Minnesota Rutgers coming up. That's a top 15 matchup coming up at 6 Eastern as well. So, but we got to move on because we got Lehigh Ryan here. He's now a pretty consistent, reliable call-in here, and our Lehigh contact. And
I'm like Gabe Arnold when you need me. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like Gabe Arnold where you need me, I can fill in. So I try.
Yeah, and Lehigh did his job last week up against Army. I got the results up there on the screen. Stanich looked very impressive. Brignola impressive, yeah. Nathan Taylor not so much.
Yeah. It's like one of those wins where you're happy with the win, but there's that. When you're looking at NCAAs, like Nathan Taylor's going to factor into their team score at NCAAs a lot. So you don't want to see him. When you're here's the difference, like between the Big Ten, when you're an EIWA fan, every match matters so much when you're against a ranked guy. Like if you drop one and you're Cole Mirasola, well, okay, let's say you lose to Tagadali this weekend. Well, you can get one back with Feldman. Mm-hmm. EIWA is not as deep. You only have so many top 15, top 20 opponents. When you lose, it hurts you a lot more because you can't get them back every weekend like you can in the Big Ten. So
that's a great point. A great point. Yeah. Great perspective, Ryan. That's something we don't think about.
Yeah, and this is why, like, I remember a couple years ago, like, on your show a lot, you talk about guys ducking other guys.
Yep. And
it actually hurts CIWA a lot more. I wish Cornell Kevin was on because a few years ago, remember when Crookham was beating Vito, like at the not only I'm not sure if they hit in the duel, but he beat him early on in the season at Journeyman, and then again at EIWAs. Well, there were 3. It's not like 133 this year, but there's like 7 or 8 killers. There were 3 guys at the top that year. It was Vito, it was Crookham, and it was Dayton Fix.
Yep.
And Lehigh has to go out of their way. EIWA is a great conference, especially when Cornell was in there, but it doesn't have the depth of these other ones where you're going to get a top 15 opponent all the time. So Lehigh and Cornell have to schedule these like out of conference duels. So it's like Lehigh goes all the way to Oklahoma State in mid-December before conference meets for Crookham to wrestle Fix because you want to be the number one seed going NCAAs, and Fix had just won CKLV, but he didn't wrestle the duel. He didn't make the walk against Crookham. Crookham came all the way to Stillwater, didn't wrestle, and Crookham wins everything. He wins it. He wins. He does everything he should. He's like 21-0, and Fix just wrestled like 8 matches that year. Moonwalks through Big 12s, and he's the number one seed. And what happens? Crookham and Vito, because they split, they're 2 and 3, so they have to wrestle each other in the semis. Crookham can't make the finals, and then Fix is like 8-0 on the season, and Cowboy Brian's going to kill me, but like he didn't deserve the 1 seed, and so Vito and then of course Vito gets him in the finals, but that could easily been Crookham, but he didn't wrestle him in the duel, and that hurts. In the AWA, you're not going to get 5 top 10 guys to wrestle. You have to go out of your way to schedule them, and it's just frustrating when you schedule an Okie State and they don't, and someone or another team, and they don't make the walk.
No, that's a brilliant point.
We got Morgan
limited
State
opportunities. Yeah, no, I got it up. I got Morgan State.
I love every D1 program. I don't think they have a ranked wrestler on their team. You got it up.
Not
here.
a ranked wrestler on the team, and they're forfeiting heavyweight. I mean,
So it's like, how's Nathan Taylor going to help his resume again? And so that's some of some of your fans that are in the smaller conferences. I feel like out of your teams you have, I'm like the one non-big conference guy right now, and that's kind of like some of the growing the pains we have when one of our top guys doesn't always get the schedule. There's 2 or 3 really good teams in these conferences, but the depth isn't quite there.
No, that's a great, and I certainly appreciate that perspective. So, like you said, here at 6 Eastern, they got Morgan State. Nothing really to look for there, but here is a good matchup they got coming up next weekend. Look at some of these matchups.
Yes, and here's the other thing, Zach. This is DIWA. It would be a great battle 2 weeks before NCAAs. You would have a top 10 Cornell, a top 10 Lehigh, and you'd have like sometimes you have 6 out of the 10 finals of EIWAs would be Cornell versus Lehigh. Now they're in different conferences. And so like Composto versus Stanish, that's going to be a great duel. They're not going to see each other at IWAs. So we don't, there's not as much, there's more to be desired going to NCAAs there used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Lehigh has Arizona State coming up on I believe it's February 20th, that last dual meet weekend.
Yeah.
I really hope, and Larkin, he was against Shapiro. I hope we get Larkin Rosinski.
Okay. And
that'll be a good test.
That's going to be a fun one, and that's coming up next weekend, Lehigh Penn. I got to leave you with one final question because we got Hawkeye Terry on the line, and they're coming up tonight in the biggest one of the weekend, arguably.
Yeah, get him in. That's the big one.
My final question: my dad asked, "How good is Stanish? Is he better than Vega? Good?"
Oh, I wish I could say yes, and I think he's got. I'm going to give him. If they were to wrestle right now, I'd give Stanish like a 30% chance of winning.
30% chance. Okay. I mean,
so this not a wrestler saying Lehigh has no room to complain about guys not wrestling. I was disappointed when Seymour didn't wrestle Lillidahl. He has a point about that, but we all know Crookham's dealing with the real injury. This isn't like he obviously had a knee problem. It's not like he was he already burned a red shirt. He's not sitting to sit right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, no. Ryan, you've been great once again, man. You knock it out of the park every time, giving us the insight from Lehigh and a perspective of really limited opportunities that they have now. And so
they travel well in December. It's just in that dual meet season when a lot of teams start ramping up. It's they don't get as many top 10 opportunities as some of these other teams.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll continue to check in with Ryan and Lehigh as they go on, but we do have Hawkeye Terry on the line here. So we're going to bring in Hawkeye Terry because this is a big, big night if you're an Iowa fan. And let's put it up on the screen, folks. The Iowa-Ohio State preview. It's happening tonight. What is it, 7 Eastern, or is that one 8 o'clock? I'm not sure. Hawkeye Terry, looking good once again. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Zach. I think it's 7 o'clock Central, so I guess that would be 8 o'clock your guys' time.
8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central time. I have the matchups up on the screen, and I've updated them, I guess, with as much injury news as I have available. I plugged Cale Peterson in there at 141. I got Gabe Arnold at 184. Is there anything else I'm missing there as far as Ludington at 197? Is there anything outside of what that maybe we could expect?
Not from the Iowa side. I think Ludington's probably going to be playing it by ear. This will be his last date that he can use before burning the shirt. So I think if the duel might be on the line, they might go with Ludington. I don't think Ludington beats Geog either, but he probably keeps it closer. Now, it's going to be interesting who goes for Ohio State. I've been hearing rumblings about, we know Cannon's out, but what I've been hearing rumblings about Mendez. Have we not?
Yeah,
some things going on there.
The other night, what was he, sick or something? So I still do have Mendez in the lineup because I didn't see anything else verified. But yeah, I guess that is a potential there as well.
Yeah, and that's a big welcome to Cale Peterson, huh? You get Mendez right out of the block. That's there. It's a tech waiting for happen with Bailey also. So.
Yeah, I got Bailey. Yeah, Nasir Bailey out. I got Peterson in there at 125. Is that who we can expect to see? No Joey Cruz, right?
Yeah, I was talking to Cale Peterson at 141, but yeah, we don't know what's going on with Dean Peterson. There's a pretty knowledgeable poster that said that he's not injured, but he hasn't been in the lineup for 3 weeks. So I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if it's illness. That's an awful long illness to go on. But I think this duel is so dependent on who's going to be in the lineup. A couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago, I was pretty confident that Iowa had a good shot in this duel. But, since then we've lost Angelo and Endine, and Endine's huge in this. We got a win last time against him in the national duels on this.
Yeah. No. Well, Terry, listen, I go down the line, and I think I have it 5-5 right now, and that's with Iowa winning one of the two at 125 or 133. I like Ayala over Davino. That might be crazy, and maybe I'm way off on that, but everything else you go down the line, I have it 5-5 coming down to bonus points in this dual meet. What's a prediction that you would have?
Yeah, that's going to be a tall task. Obviously Drake has a shot in this. The interesting thing is you've seen him give up the first takedown so many times when he was when he was losing matches there. It just never seemed to happen in the past. Drake would get off first all the time. A tall task with Davino. I noticed that Davino likes to keep space. He doesn't like to get into a lot of tie-ups with Ayala. So, that's something to keep an eye on. And then, of course, Kennedy Harchla has always been a war there. That could go either way. And then we'll see if Feldman can break through against Keeter. That's going to be a big one. If Keeter beats him again, that's going to be like a mental block for Feldman going into the Nationals and the Big Ten.
Yeah, a mental block, maybe like AJ has up against Feldman. Feldman might have the same up against Keeter. Yeah, I'm counting on Keeter winning. I'm counting on Kennedy winning. Caliendo's 3. I got Jordan Williams at 4. Ryder Block or Ayala, can either one of them pull off something to make it 5? Like, that's not crazy, Terry, right?
No, block as a good shot. I thought he out wrestled Styles last time, and I'm hearing rumblings about Styles potentially being out also. So we'll see on that. I think Jordan Williams, he needs to run a bonus if he possibly can, and as does Caliendo if he can, if you're going to save this duel. But no, I think Ryder Block has a really good shot, even if Styles goes.
Yeah, even if Styles goes, I think, Ryder blocked the freshman. You expect some up and downs, a little bit of a roller coaster. And we saw maybe a downswing roller coaster this past week. And that's why I expect Ryder Block to come out and look on fire tonight. I expect him to win, whether it is Styles or not. Ayala has been on fire. I expect him to maybe now beat Davino, but put up a heck of a fight at 125. Yeah, I mean, the Peterson or Cruz, Buzakis has looked so good. If you're an Ohio State fan,
right,
these lower weights, you got to be so excited about. And I mean, it's a lethal combination they have there. But I don't know.
Their 1, 2, 3 is something else right out of the block. I mean, that is such momentum builder in duels. Iowa had that years ago with Spencer DeSanto and Ironman. And, really Lehigh had a heck of a trio going right out of the box until Crookham went down with Stanich and Seymour and Crookham. That's a heck of a trio also. But yeah, that's going to be a tall task. But, Dean Peterson has that ability to just pull one out. You saw it against Oklahoma State. He does an incredible reversal and gets a right out short period and then gets a last second takedown. He has the ability to do pretty incredible things, and that's what it's going to take against Buzakis.
Okay. And folks, if you haven't already, go sign up on Wrestle Madness for your picks. I got to do that. Wow, I got to do mine. But go sign up Wrestle Madness, make your picks. Looks like Clint officially picked Ayala by decision. Sometimes he deeks. I don't know. That's sometimes. Here's another. This might not a wrestler says people are saying Keeter is out. Just rumors, maybe. Oh, brother.
Really? I hadn't heard that, but I've been out hauling rocks, so out in my backyard there. So I don't even know. I hadn't really heard anything on Keeter. That would be surprising.
That would be surprising and concerning. Yeah, to say the least. And that would certainly put Iowa in the not likely to win this dual meet, maybe. Right. But I don't know. Maybe, I mean, if Keeter's out, then you got an excuse why he didn't win, right?
Yeah, I mean, this could really be, a lot of excitement build up and then a big disappointment depending on who goes on both lineups. This Dean thing really threw Iowa for a loop in their duels. We always had that kind of that lockdown guy with Buchanan and Warner. Warner won so many duels for Iowa. Going into it was nip and tuck, and he'd pull down a big win. And we just don't have that guy on the back half anymore.
Yeah. Terry, what's your thoughts? I'm sure you heard the news about Harer not wrestling Bassett. Are you?
I just watched that. Just watched that.
You just watched that. Did you like? You don't like that, do you? I can't imagine.
Well, I didn't really understand the gist of it. I guess it's the father said he's only going to wrestle him in the state finals. I guess that's not to give him a roadmap of strategy would be the only thing I can guess on that situation. Wouldn't you think, Zach?
It sounded like a scared competitor is what it sounded as the father coming up. That was just to me, it was an absurd explanation that he gave. I mean, he basically admitted our coaching isn't as better. And we don't have much of a chance to win in the first place. So I don't know. I see it as a red flag, man. That's a red flag. And maybe, and I don't even want to say it's a red flag to the kid because it's really not. For all we know, he probably wants to wrestle this. But what is we got a little helicopter dad here, coach, parent, all the same.
Bo can just absolutely wreck your confidence. I mean, he can embarrass you. And that's why what Bachman did. there were some people critical, and I thought, man, I thought he managed that match as well as a lot of people have. I mean, other than people that have really went toe to toe with Bo, which there's not too many of them, Bo can really put it on you and put it on you quickly in an embarrassing fashion. So, I thought Bachman really managed that match pretty good when he wrestled him in, what was it? Can't remember if it was Super 32 or Beast of the East or which one it was, but
Yeah. No, I mean,
so
it's like the old saying, greatness creates clarity. Bo is great. Bo Bassett is great. And
yeah.
but that's all the more reason I would want to wrestle him. I mean, for all we know, Harer goes out and barely loses, and then he's like wishing he had a second chance. You know what I mean? And then it's like, missed opportunity. I don't know. I don't like it, but final
There's
thoughts,
another way to
Terry.
look at this, Zach. I mean, if 30 years from now, if Bo Bassett's a 3-time national champion and Olympic medalist, you can look back and say, yeah, I wrestled that guy in high school, and if you avoid it, it's just something, a different perspective to think about when you're older. So yeah, I would take the shot. I would give it my best go. And
it's a fear-based decision, Terry, and I hate it. I mean, What are you going to do? What are you going to do when he's grown up, he's got a real job, he gets fired? What are you going to step in and come in and tell the boss he should be able to keep his job? No, I don't think so. No, it works. Dude, go out there and wrestle. Twice. Come on.
yeah,
I hate it.
and it can be a nice measuring stick too. That's kind of what I said about Bachman at the time when we talked about it on the episode. This kind of gives Joey Bachman an idea. Okay, what do I need to improve on? Where do I need to be at that elite level? And so it's kind of a missed opportunity for the kid. But
Bang.
the only thing I can think of a benefit is like if you got some secret strategy that you only want to expose once. That's the only logical thing that I can think of that would be beneficial to doing this.
Then we better see a secret strategy, because you hit the nail on the head there, Terry. Missed opportunity. It's a missed opportunity to get better.
Right.
That's all it is, really. But all right, Terry, we got Iowa coming up tonight, and final thoughts, because we got Cowboy Brian on the line. He's going to talk a little Oklahoma State here. Final thoughts on the
Well, we'll see what happens. Well, we no real final thoughts on that one. Then Iowa's got Michigan State on Sunday on Big Ten Plus, so tune into that. I think that's 12 o'clock Central, I believe.
Okay, I did not load that one up, but there you go. We get an opportunity to watch Iowa again, but we are counting down here. 17 minutes till Ohio State kicks off. So Hawkeye Terry, once again, thank you. You're great. Look great. And we're going to talk to you again soon, because we got to keep up
all
with
right, thank you, Zach.
How Iowa wrestling's feeling. But all right, let's welcome to the show Cowboy Brian. He's here. He's going to talk some Oklahoma State. And folks, Oklahoma State also wrestles tonight. Little Rock, and there's a couple pretty fun little matchups we have here. Look at 149 Swiderski and Herman, and 165 Lockett and Bianchi. That's going to be fun. And then 197 Merrill, and we hope to see Stephen Little. Not certain we will, but we do hope to see Stephen Little. Checking in. How you doing, Cowboy Brian?
Doing all right, man. Staying busy, trying to keep up.
Well,
so,
all right, man. Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have heard. I'm sure the Oklahoma State guys know, or fans know, but tonight they're wearing a special singlet for their N7. I think it's going to be teal colored. I don't know if you've seen any of that stuff or not, but I'm really excited to see that.
Okay.
Yeah,
they always do cool stuff. In
awesome.
fact, now that you mentioned that, it reminds me Oklahoma State had their new freshman quarterback of the football team walk them in at the last dual meet, right? I mean, they're doing cool.
Yeah,
what else
absolutely.
is going on in Oklahoma State? Every single night they're doing new cool stuff.
Man, there's really so much. I actually wished I could get like Austin and Not a Wrestler and a couple other guys, just get them in a pile with me so we can just jabberjaw about this stuff, because there's so much going on. It's sometimes hard to keep up with it. I am curious, though. I wanted to pick your brain about this and some of the guys in the chat and see what they think about against Little Rock and Virginia Tech, do you guys think Jax goes at 133, or do you think Hughes or Ramirez?
Well, I think we're all rooting to see Jax, which, by the way, to your point that you just said, you wish there was somewhere you could talk to everyone about this all the time. There is now. The Facebook group chats are now available again. So we now have restarted up the BEG Wrestling Facebook Messenger group, folks. So go join. I don't even know what exactly you have to do to join that, but go join that. And, daily chat all day, every day. But do we see Jax Forrest? I hope so. And I think so. I think it's been committed that we see him. You know, it doesn't look like he's got a great matchup tonight. Dylan Cooper. Maybe we don't see him tonight. But good news, folks. I also got the Virginia Tech preview on the screen. That's coming up next weekend. And look, Aaron Seidel, Jax Forrest. I had to do it. There's some great matchups there, 125, 133, 149, and 165, and a few others. But, yeah, that's happening next weekend. I think we certainly will see Jax Forrest there.
Yeah, that's absolutely going to be an epic match. I only say that because I feel like David's going to, because everybody's saying, you know, like, Jax is the guy. We all know it. We can't prove it, of course, but we know. I feel like he's going to, like, hold him on that last date.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I hope not, but
I don't know. We'll see. I just thought it was fun to think about.
We better see that. That's going to be a fun matchup. Number 3rd ranked Oklahoma State and number 8 up and coming Virginia Tech, just happening next weekend. We'll have time to talk about that one more, but it is tonight, and I want to ask you maybe specifically about some of the matchups.
So as far as tonight goes, I'm actually really excited for my favorite match that
No, Brian, you still there?
That guy is just yeah.
Lockett and Bianchi. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Bianchi, man, he's a gritty, tough dude, man. I mean, he's an All-American, you know, and he actually beat Caleb Fish for the number 7 spot at the national tournament. So it's a little bit of Oklahoma State redemption if Lockett takes him out, you know. But I think those two specifically will be incredible. You've got Lockett, the freshman, coming in, you know, and trying to make a statement against the veteran All-American. I don't know. I've always liked Bianchi, so this one for me is a good one. That's going to be my favorite match.
I think this is ring the bell. I got to get a bell in here. Upset alert.
Right.
Bell, because Lockett, the freshman, maybe a letdown match. I mean, we saw him just win, last weekend or the weekend before at the Whistle over a big dog, and, you know, that's impressive, and that's certainly going to build his confidence, but when you're that young, you're emotional, and maybe a letdown tonight. 7 Eastern, we're talking just an hour and a half.
That's right. And the thing is, though, is, like, that's D's thing, though. Like, he's done that so many times to, like, be down by a point or two and get a takedown right at the last second. Like, that's classic D. Lockett, you know?
Yeah. All right. Brian, I got to ask you about Vega, man. How do you feel about Vega? Because we've been talking a lot of Vega and him possibly.
Dude, I love that kid. I've said for a while now that he's like the greased up deaf guy from Family Guy. Like, he's hard to hold on to, and the kid's got heart. He finds a way to win. Like, I hate, like, sometimes he gets himself in some precarious situation, like, oh man, I'm like, what are you doing? And then he scores from it, and I'm just, so, you know, he keeps me tense, that's for sure. And Wayne, no, I'm not at the playground. I'm standing next to my excavator.
There he is. He's a working man. There you go. We got some fun matchups tonight. That's Cowboy Brian. He was there. Final thoughts, Cowboy Brian. You know, like I said, I got the matchup next weekend, so one I'm really looking forward to versus Virginia Tech, but anything maybe specifically tonight?
So tonight, the sponsorship with the natives that they've got, I think, is really awesome. The first 500 in the door are going to get a shirt. That's what the N7's all about. I think that's really cool. If you haven't heard about it, you should check it out. There's like I said, they're doing so much around that university. It's insane. I did hear that Not a Wrestler touched on this better than I did the last time we brought it up about the new facilities coming in, that everything is approved. They're just waiting on all the donors and money to come together to to build, but I hear that it's coming together. So,
Oh, it's gonna happen. That's good news.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Like just getting everything together and right.
Yeah. Okay. Not a wrestler.
Also, did I mention this before that Jax's girlfriend is also at Oklahoma State?
Jack's Forrest girlfriend at Oklahoma State also?
Yeah.
No.
Like she wrestles. She's on the team there. Yeah.
She's on the women's wrestling team, and Bianchi's
She's
little
a wrestler. Yes.
is going to Oklahoma State as well. Says not a wrestler in the comments. Oh my goodness! Wow,
that's what made me think of it. I see this comment. Yeah, her name is Lane Fordyce. If you check her out, she's pretty bad.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Interesting. All right, Cowboy Brian, we got to move on. We got people in the green room waiting, man. We got a lineup, folks. The call-in show, the people show. But hey, we'll touch base with you again here shortly after tonight, and good luck tonight there, Cowboy Brian. Let's bring in the next call-in. His only name's C, and I think he looked like the guy in the comments said you were going to call in. Welcome to the show. How you doing? What's your name? Oh, you're muted. You're muted, man. You got to unmute yourself. First time calling, folks, so we're going to give him an opportunity to get it right. You know what I mean? We want to hear from, looks like a young stud over there. I'm sure he looks like a wrestler. Still nothing. Make sure it's not on mine. All right. All right, let me put you back in the green room. Let me see if you can keep figuring it out. Keep trying to figure out. You're going to go back in the green room. In the meantime, we do have Cornell Kevin on the line. Cornell's got some fun matchups this weekend. I even have Cornell. Welcome to the show, Cornell Kevin. I got even Cornell Princeton.
What's up,
preview.
man?
That's happening tomorrow. And then a real fun one, Cornell Penn on Sunday.
Yeah, there's some good matchups. Penn's tough. Duel-wise, everyone's going to be tough now. I mean, if you lose to Columbia, what can you do,
Wow, okay, listen, I didn't even put up on the screen my top 12 matchups up to this point, but included in the Penn matchup on Sunday is Jackson Joy and Cross there at number 5.
Yeah, that's going to be good, man, because Joy has not wrestled Cross yet. Cross wrestled Ethan Fernandez 3 times last year. He beat him every time. Every time it was a 1 takedown match. But yeah, Joy is a whole different animal.
Right.
Cornell and Composto, that's always a good match.
That one will be fun.
Rematch. Yeah, that was the Midlands final. Cornell beat him 7-2, and Cornell attacked him over the summer too. So see if Composto can do anything different. But he was 4th place last year at 141. So Shapiro and Swisher. Swisher's a blood rounder. He lost in the round of 12 last year to Kazak only by a point. But Myers teched him the last 2 times. He teched him at the Ivy finals, but he's still a tough kid. So we'll see about that.
Okay, folks, phone lines are still open, but we're counting down. We're 7 minutes from Ohio State or Penn State, Michigan, so we'll lose some viewers before that happens. I want to put up my top 12 weekend matchups that we hope to see here, and I'll go through them quick. Kevin, let's hear your thoughts on them. Lockett, Bianchi there, 165. Joy and Cross there, 149. Davino, Ayala, 133. Gadiali, Mirasola, that's happening tonight. That's going to be fun at heavyweight. Cornella Composto, you just touched on it. Stephen Little, we hope to see him up against Merrill. They're at 197. Feldman, Keeter again. Just interesting to see who comes out of that. Patrick Kennedy and Karchula. Yep, touched on that earlier with Hawkeye Terry. Evan Bates, Rune Lawrence. Okay, that's a dual meet we haven't touched on. West Virginia, Missouri. That is also happening tonight. That is also available on Wrestle Madness. That's going to be a fun one. Joy Rivera. Is that Princeton? That's Princeton, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rematch of the CKLV final.
Yep. Wow. Joy's got 2 tough matchups. This is going to be a Jackson test of a weekend Joy.
No problem.
We'll find out then. PJ Duke, Catcher Bone tonight, starting momentarily.
Yeah.
And Ethan Steyer's rider block to wrap it out. Well, your instant thoughts on that, Kevin?
PJ Duke, Canterbone. Canterbone's an interesting guy. He he's got some good wins, but he also got teched by Antrell this year. But interesting tidbit, PJ Duke and Canterbone wrestled at the finals of Eastern States 2 or 3 years ago, and it was a 2-1 match. And it was the only guy ever in New York State that PJ Duke won the full 6 minutes with. He teched or pinned everyone else he's ever wrestled from New York State. Isn't that hilarious?
Wow. Okay, listen, you're good. We can hear you now. Beyond the Mat Wrestling. Welcome to the show. Actually, that's fun that Kevin you mentioned that. That means this PJ Duke Catcherbone matchup could be real fun tonight. But hey, welcome to the show, Beyond the Mat Wrestling. Can you hear us?
I think he's got to turn the TV down.
On with my webcam here and my microphone. Apparently it was not working, but I'm excited to hop on and talk to you guys for a second.
All right, man. Yeah, we were getting a little bit of feedback. You might want to maybe turn your speakers down just a little bit. But all right, man. Tell us maybe where you're calling from, who you want to talk about. What's going on?
Yeah, I want to talk about the Ohio State-Iowa duel. I'm an Ohio State fan, and honestly, I'm nervous about this duel tonight. I think a couple of our guys not being in, Cannon, Styles possibly not being in as well. I think there's a chance that we could lose this duel.
Well, we heard rumors Mendez might be out. Is there any truth to that?
I honestly have not heard anything about Mendez being out, but I think if Mendez is out, I think that might be the nail in the coffin.
What's wrong with Styles?
I got it 5-5. What's that?
What's wrong with Styles?
I heard it was a knee injury. I heard it's something with his knee, possibly.
Serious? Not that serious?
I heard it wasn't extremely serious, but similar to kind of Cannon's, where it's possible they're going to rest him up for a little bit.
But we can expect to see Cannon back in the postseason, 100% guaranteed. Is that true?
That's what it's looking like. I mean, I don't have a bunch of insider information on that necessarily, but it does seem as that way. It looks like maybe they were going to sit him possibly for the Penn State duel as well. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I would say with the Penn State duel, if they don't have Cannon, there's probably not a very good chance they win that duel either.
I would hate that.
Yeah, they need Cannon. Yeah, Cannon is not going to go. I would say there's like a 5% chance that Cannon goes against Penn State from what I'm hearing. I think his injury's much more significant than Styles' injury. But yeah, it's this dual meet tonight's interesting. I think Terry mentioned it, but it's all about who shows up. And I'm not saying like who shows up to wrestle, like figuratively. I'm saying like literally who shows up. Because you don't know what these lineups are going to look like. They could be totally off the wall. I've also seen Tom Ryan before just throw in like a mulligan before, just say, you know what, let's just, throw whoever in if guys aren't going. I really hope that it does happen though, because I'm really psyched about Kennedy and Karchla and Blaze and Ayala. I know the Blaze and Ayala was a major last time, but I think Drake's wrestling a lot better recently. So I think it'll be a tighter matchup. How do you feel about that matchup, Drake and not Blaze, I'm sorry, Davino?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot closer. Obviously, we've seen it at national duels, and it was kind of a blowout. But Ayala wasn't himself at that point, right? I think Ayala's way more into his form that we've seen him in the past, and I think it's going to be a lot tighter of a match, honestly. The one I'm super hyped up about is Arnold and Fishback. I think that's going to be a super exciting match.
Really?
I agree.
I do, yeah.
Do you think it will be anything other than 4-1 in a sudden victory?
I guess you're right. Fishback's my good buddy, so that's why I say that.
Dude,
Fishback's your good buddy. We got people in the comments,
huge.
man, saying you're a wrestler, dude. Are you a former wrestler?
I am. Yep. I still do wrestle, actually.
You still do wrestle. We'll keep your name undisclosed.
Does Fishback have trouble making?
What's your name?
Sorry.
I said I run a wrestling media page as well. My name's Cole Hipner.
Okay, Cole Hepner, Beyond the Mat Wrestling, I imagine, right? Is that what it is on X?
Yeah, he's got good stuff.
Oh man,
thank you.
Does
we got a
Fishback
freaking
have
celebrity,
trouble
dude. I didn't
weight?
even know it. Unbelievable.
Because
What was that
Fishback
about
is
Fishback?
huge. Does he have trouble making weight? He's huge, man. I swear he's gotten bigger as the season's gone on. The last time I saw, he's just an enormous 184 pounder.
Yeah. I don't think it's like a huge cut for him, to be honest.
Yeah.
He has bigger. I think he won Fargo at like 95 one year. So I mean, I think it's like maybe a little bit of a cut, but I don't think it's like crazy, to be honest.
What are you most concerned about tonight? Like, I know this. You said you have it 5-5. Does that mean you have it? You guys win criteria or not?
I think we will if Jesse wrestles, because I think we'll get bonus at 41 and 97. I think we can get tack possibly a pin at 41, and then I think we'll get bonus at 97. But yeah, I mean, I think the duel is a lot closer than other people are making it. That's why I'm a little bit worried about it. We beat them 30-3 the last time, and now it's kind of looking at it like, man, this might be a lot closer than it was the last time.
Well, I've said Tom's an emotional coach. He's going to have this team up, and this is maybe a dangerous spot for Ohio State tonight, and not to mention all the injuries. And like Kevin said, who we see literally, not even to mention figuratively, come out to wrestle.
And even if you look at last time, this is a totally different dual meet. Last time it was, and I only know this because I have it in front of me. It's 27-12. Ohio State was smoking them the first up till 165, but Iowa had to give up a forfeit at heavyweight. But this, I think, is a totally different duel than what we see last time, just because you got Ferrari out and Dean out. They're going to have Keeter in rather than having the forfeit, and then you don't have Cannon, who is, I've said since the national duels, I said he's the #1 wrestler at 157. Should be ranked #1. I think that he's just been a total stud all season. But yeah, let me ask you this. Does Ohio State have 2 duels this weekend? Do they have, they're doing the Friday no, they're just doing, because Bouzakis has been going like every other duel, it seems like. So I was wondering if he was going to do that, pick one and not do the other one, probably so they don't make him make weight twice. But it looks like Ohio State just has this duel this week.
Yeah, honestly, I can pull up the schedule. I'm looking at it here, but I do not know if they're wrestling twice.
Yeah, they got Iowa, and then they got Penn State next week. So this is their only duel.
I don't think they
next
do,
week
but
they
listen,
do too.
Folks, Luke Lilladol's on the mat up against Sotelo. I'm actually watching it right now. So Penn State's on the mat. But listen, beyond the mat, I'm going to find you on X. I'm going to message you. I'd love to have you as a frequent guest on the show, talk Ohio State. You know what I mean? Tonight, folks, we had a great call-in guest list tonight and offered a lot of insight. We did miss Nebraska Joe and Mountaineer Malcolm. We'll catch them next time. But hey, what was your name
really
again?
Good, man.
What?
It's Beyond the Mat Wrestling. I don't have a Twitter, but I got everything else: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.
Okay.
Starting out kind of last month or so, but I've been doing a lot of.
Okay, we'll give you a boost, man.
I appreciate it.
You're doing a great job, man. I've checked out your stuff, so good job. Keep it up.
And what was your first name again?
My name's Cole. C-O-L-E.
Cole. Okay, that's right. All right, I'll find you, man. I'll message you because, yeah, we definitely want to hear more from you in the future. I mean, the man knows Fishback personally. And he's really looking forward to this match tonight up against Gabe Arnold. But, hey, go follow him. Beyond the Mat Wrestling, everything except Twitter. You got to get that up and going soon. Go follow Cornell Kevin on X, Twitter, Cornell_Kevin S. And like and subscribe to this episode. I thought this went well, man. Second episode open mat lines. Just nothing but call-in show, man. So we're getting a lot of good feedback. All great call-ins, man. So Cole, want to thank you. Kevin, thank you. And man, we could keep this going. But Penn State's wrestling. Lilladol's up 3-1. A minute left in the first period, folks. We'll talk to you soon. Like and subscribe. This is BG Wrestling. See ya.
Take care, guys.
Appreciate you having me. Yep, you guys have a good one.
Thanks again.